Hi guys, it's Miss Emma. I am here in Fort Wayne at PBS Fort Wayne, and we are going to learn about how they get their signal, how they use technology to work with that signal, and how that signal makes its way from their building to your TV.
My name is Chris Hensler, and I'm the Director of Programming here at PBS Fort Wayne. We'll be walking through the building, and we'll be discussing what we do to get our signal into the building, what has to happen to the signal then, and what we have to do before it can leave the building and into your living room. So these are our satellite dishes, and most of the programming that comes into our building comes from the satellite all the way down into these satellite dishes and then into our building. So this is our machine room. Once the signal goes into the satellite dishes, it comes directly into this room before going to the final step, which is master control. So in just a second here, we'll have our engineer, Matt, tell you a little bit more about the things that are in this room and exactly what happens.
Hi, I'm Matt Kyle. I am the engineering manager here at PBS Fort Wayne. Behind me is what we call our equipment room. It's basically the heart of the station. All of the satellite feeds and all of the recordings and the playbacks and the equipment used in production is all housed in this room. The other things that live in here are our video servers, which is where these video files come from. It's basically a big computer, just like a giant YouTube archive, but it's all PBS-centric material that we use on here. So I take care of all the equipment in here and make sure everything's operational so you can see good pictures and sound at home.
So this is Tim. He's our daytime master control operator. And once the signal comes from the arrays outside, it comes into the building, and then everything that has to happen to that signal happens in this room before it gets sent out to the transmission tower. And I will let him tell you a little bit more about that.
We have 8 satellite downlinks that we can tap into that feeds different programming. Right now, all 4 of our programming channels have satellite feeds going on right now. I, for the most part, will load everything onto this computer here and make sure it's all set up. We have playlists for each of our 4 channels that have programming on it. We prep it ahead of time, and then that ends up on our server. And we can also have our programs delivered over an internet feed as well, and that's another way that it gets onto our server, and we just check it ahead of time for quality issues and everything like that. So that's what we have.
So this is one of our studio cameras. Now we use these really quite often through the week. So at 7:30 all through the week we have live shows. We have Matters of the Mind. We've got all kinds of things that have to do with health. Matters of the Mind is mental health, for instance. So for a half hour every night through the week, we go live on one of these sets here in the studio. And that plays into everything you've seen so far, because this signal from the studio is tied directly into master control. So it goes from the studio to master control, out to the broadcast tower, and then into your living room. One of the principal reasons that PBS exists is because we're not trying to make money, and we don't have to answer to sponsors. So a show that might not make money, but might be important to the community, we can still put that on the air. We air a lot of children's programming. We have our Channel 2, which is all children's programming. It doesn't make us a lot of money, but it's extremely important for preschoolers to get that additional information. So one of the reasons PBS came about is because it's not for profit, and we don't have to make money, but we can put on programming that's important as well as educational and entertaining.